Dancing with Fire, How Adversity Forges Extraordinary Lives. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast, where we ignite minds and challenge perspectives. Today, we're embarking on a journey that will shake the foundations of how you view life's challenges. I recently had the privilege of sitting down with Joy Parker, a woman whose very existence is a testament to the transformative power of adversity. Joy isn't just making waves, she's creating tsunamis of change in the world of single parenting and personal empowerment. Her insights aren't just valuable, they're revolutionary. Imagine for a moment that you're standing at the edge of a raging inferno. The heat is intense, the flames are intimidating, and every instinct screams at you to run. But what if I told you that this fire, this seemingly destructive force, is actually the key to unlocking your greatest potential? What if the very thing you've been desperately trying to avoid is precisely what you need to embrace? This, my friends, is the essence of Joy Parker's philosophy, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about success, resilience, and personal growth. Now, I can almost hear the skeptics among you. Easy for her to say, you might be thinking, she doesn't know my struggles. But here's where you'd be wrong. Joy's path wasn't paved with gold and sprinkled with fairy dust. It was forged in the fires of adversity, tempered by the storms of life that many of us face daily. The difference? Joy learned to waltz with her challenges instead of cowering from them. Let's dive into 3 crucial lessons that Joy shared, insights that have the power to revolutionize not just how we face our problems, but how we view the very fabric of our existence. Lesson number 1, embrace the fire. We've all been there, faced with a challenge that seems insurmountable, a problem that feels like it might just break us. Our natural instinct, run, hide, avoid at all costs. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? Joy shared a story that perfectly illustrates this point. Picture this: a single mother barely making ends meet suddenly loses her job. Bills are piling up, the fridge is empty, and hope seems like a luxury she can't afford.
This was Joy not so long ago. But instead of crumbling under the weight of her circumstances, she did something radical. She ran toward the fire. I realized, Joy told me, her eyes blazing with the memory, that this crisis wasn't my end. It was my beginning. With her back against the wall, Joy took on not one, not 2, but 3 part-time jobs. She was a waitress by day, a virtual assistant by night, and a weekend dog walker. I was exhausted, she admitted, but I was alive.
Really alive, maybe for the first time. But Joy didn't stop there. In between shifts and during her precious few hours of sleep, she taught herself digital marketing. I'd prop my eyelids open with toothpicks if I had to. She laughed. I was determined to turn this crisis into an opportunity. And turn it she did. Within a year, Joy had launched her own digital marketing agency, specifically targeting small businesses run by single parents. I knew their struggles intimately, she explained. I could offer them something no one else could, understanding coupled with expertise. Today, Joy's agency employs over 50 people, many of them single parents themselves. But more than the financial success, it's the transformation that Joy values most. That fire didn't consume me, she said, her voice filled with wonder and gratitude. It forged me into someone stronger, more resilient, and infinitely more capable than I ever imagined I could be. So I ask you, what's your fire? What challenge are you facing right now that seems too hot to handle? Instead of running from it, what if you ran towards it? What if you embraced it as the forge that could shape you into something extraordinary? This brings us to lesson number 2, dig into your purpose. Now, I know what you're thinking. Purpose, I'm just trying to survive here. But hear me out, because this might just be the game changer you've been looking for. Joy emphasized that success isn't just about making money or achieving status. It's about understanding why you're here and what unique contribution you can make to the world. And here's the kicker. Your purpose isn't some lofty, unattainable ideal. It's intimately connected to your struggles, your passions, and yes, even your pain. Joy shared a moment from her journey that perfectly illustrates this. Picture her, if you will, at the height of her newfound success. She had the money, the recognition, all the trappings of what society deems making it. And yet she felt hollow, empty, as if she was living someone else's life. I had achieved what I thought was success, Joy confessed, but I felt like a fraud, like I was playing a part in someone else's play. This crisis of purpose led Joy to a period of deep introspection. She asked herself hard questions. What truly lit her up? What would she do even if she wasn't paid for it? How could she use her unique experiences, yes, even the painful ones, to make a positive impact on the world? The answer, when it came, was both surprising and perfectly obvious. Joy realized that her true passion lay in empowering other single mothers to achieve their dreams. I had walked through the fire, she said, and now I could be the guide for others facing the same inferno. This discovery of purpose became Joy's North Star, guiding her through the storms of life with unwavering clarity. When faced with difficult decisions or moments of doubt, she could always return to this core purpose to find her way. But here's where it gets really interesting. Joy's purpose wasn't some grand world-changing mission, although it has indeed changed many worlds. It was deeply personal, intimately connected to her own struggles and triumphs. And that's the secret, folks. Your purpose doesn't have to be saving the entire planet, although if that's your thing, go for it. It just has to be authentically, unequivocally you. Joy now encourages everyone she meets to engage in what she calls purpose mining. It's a process of digging deep into your experiences, your passions, and yes, even your pain, to uncover the unique contribution only you can make to the world. Ask yourself, Joy advises, what breaks your heart? What makes you so angry you want to scream? What brings you so much joy you could burst? In the answers to these questions lies the seed of your purpose. So, I challenge you. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you can. Unless you're driving, in which case, please keep them firmly on the road. Ask yourself, what lights me up? What would I do even if I wasn't paid for it? How can I use my unique skills and experiences, especially the painful ones, to make a positive impact on the world? The answers might surprise you. They might scare you a little, but I guarantee they'll point you towards a life of deeper fulfillment and more authentic success than you've ever imagined. And this brings us to our third and final lesson. Reframe your perspective on depression and difficult emotions. Now, I want to be crystal clear here. Depression is a serious issue, and Joy in no way suggests that we should dismiss or minimize its impact. What she offers instead is a powerful reframe that can help us navigate through these dark times and perhaps even find unexpected value in them. Joy shared her own battles with depression, describing it as a thick, suffocating fog that seemed to envelop her entire world. There were days, she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper, when getting out of bed felt like climbing Mount Everest, when the simple act of existing was almost too much to bear. But rather than seeing this state as a permanent prison, Joy learned to view it as a signal, a sign that something in her life needed attention and care. She developed a practice she calls emotional archaeology. When I'm feeling low, Joy explained, instead of trying to push the feelings away or numb them with distractions, I dig into them. I ask myself, what's really going on here? What unmet need or unresolved issue is this emotion pointing to? Joy shared a powerful example of this practice in action. She recalled a period when she found herself snapping at her daughter over small things, feeling irritable and on edge constantly. Her first instinct was to berate herself for being a bad mother, but when she applied her emotional archaeology technique, she uncovered a deeper truth. I realized, Joy said, that I was feeling overwhelmed and unsupported. I had been trying to do everything on my own, be super mom and super entrepreneur, and I was burning out. My irritability wasn't a sign that I was a bad mother. It was my psyche screaming for help. This realization led Joy to make some crucial changes. She hired a part-time nanny, joined a support group for single mothers, and started prioritizing self-care. It wasn't easy, she admitted. Asking for help felt like admitting defeat at first, but it was actually the strongest, bravest thing I could do. The result? Not only did Joy's mood improve, but her relationship with her daughter deepened and her business thrived. By listening to my depression, she said, instead of fighting it, I was able to make changes that improved every aspect of my life. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's all well and good, but how do I actually put this into practice? How do I dance with the fire when I can barely get out of bed? Well, Joy had some practical advice for that too. First, she suggests starting each day with a purpose-setting ritual. This doesn't have to be elaborate. It could be as simple as taking 5 minutes each morning to remind yourself of your core values and the impact you want to have on the world. When I was at my lowest, Joy shared, sometimes my purpose for the day was simply survive, and be kind to myself. And you know what? That was enough. Second, Joy recommends keeping what she calls a growth journal. Every time you face a challenge or setback, write it down. But don't stop there. Force yourself to identify at least one potential opportunity for growth within that challenge. This isn't about toxic positivity, Joy emphasized. It's about training your mind to see possibilities even in the darkest times. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, Joy stresses the importance of community. No one achieves success alone, she said, and that's especially true when you're battling your own mind. She encourages building a network of support, whether that's other parents in similar situations, mentors in your field, or simply friends who believe in your potential. These connections, Joy insists, can provide encouragement, advice, and sometimes just a listening ear when the journey gets tough. Joy shared a touching story about the power of community in her own life during a particularly difficult period when she was juggling single parenthood, a fledgling business, and a bout of depression. She received an unexpected gift from her support group. It wasn't anything material. Instead, each member of the group had written a letter detailing how Joy had inspired or helped them. Reading those letters, Joy said, her voice thick with emotion, I realized that even on my worst days, when I felt like I was failing at everything, I was still making a positive impact. It gave me the strength to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep dancing with the fire. So, as we wrap up, I want to circle back to that provocative question we started with. What if the fire you've been trying to avoid is actually the forge that will shape you into the person you're meant to become? Joy Parker's insights challenge us to radically reframe our perspective on life's difficulties. They invite us to see every storm not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth. They encourage us to dig deep into our purpose, using it as a compass to navigate through life's challenges. And they remind us that even our darkest emotions can serve as valuable teachers if we're willing to listen. So I want to leave you with the challenge. The next time you face a difficulty, whether it's a minor annoyance or a major life crisis, I want you to pause, take a deep breath, and then ask yourself, how can I use this as an opportunity to grow? How does this challenge connect to my larger purpose? What can I learn from this experience? It won't be easy. There will be times when the storm seems too fierce, when the fire burns too hot, but remember Joy's words. It's in those moments of greatest difficulty that we have the opportunity for our greatest growth. You have within you the strength to face any fire, to weather any storm. You have a unique purpose that the world desperately needs, and you have the power to transform your challenges into catalysts for personal growth and success. So I invite you, no, I challenge you to step into the fire, to dance in the storm, to dig deep into your purpose and let it guide you through life's ups and downs. Because when you do, you'll discover a strength you never knew you had. You'll uncover opportunities you never imagined possible, and you'll become the architect of a life that's not just successful by society's standards, but deeply fulfilling on your own terms. The fire that threatens to consume you today may be the very forge that shapes you into the leader, the parent, the person you're meant to become. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it propel you towards a future brighter than you ever dared to dream. Remember, the world doesn't need more people who've had easy lives. The world needs people who have looked adversity in the eye and said, is that all you got? People who have been forged in the fires of challenge and emerged not just stronger, but wiser, more compassionate, and ready to light the way for others. So go forth and dance with your fire. Embrace your storms. Dig into your purpose with fierce determination. The world is waiting for the unique contribution that only you can make. And trust me, it's going to be spectacular. Thank you